All right, welcome to another episode of Collective Conversations. We are live at NAA Apartmentalize 2023, and I have a very special guest. First guest for the live episode, Jessica Kirkland, or JFK.
Yeah.
Fern-Kirkland, sorry, JFK. How you doing?
I'm really good.
Yeah?
The energy in here is amazing.
It is.
I was waiting at the top of the escalators for folks to be able to get in, and it is massive out there. Like, you would think you're seeing celebrities.
Oh, you are seeing celebrities like yourself.
Or you!
That's excellent. Well, hey, I love your jacket, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, we had to make the jacket the start of the show.
Yeah, totally is.
So you're out from Seattle, which happens to be one of my favorite cities in all of the world, and I'm jealous.
Love it there.
But you're here at Apartmentalize. What is it that you have seen so far that has really resonated with you, or what are you looking forward to seeing while you're here?
Yeah, that's an interesting question because I know our industry is going through a lot of changes and shifting right now, and this is my, maybe fourth or fifth year at Apartmentalize, and perhaps it's my tenure or now position within the industry, but I feel like the connections and conversations and the networking has been very meaningful. Like, people are really craving deep interactions and they're wanting to get to know you on a personal level. I've had so many conversations that have led to bigger ones that I never would have had I not taken the meeting or, made the time to connect. And this year, I actually put a Calendly link on my LinkedIn so folks could meet with me, and I wanted to meet more people and explore different industries and opportunities. And some of those that I met I was amazed at the types of organizations that reached out, and every single conversation has led to something bigger.
I love that. I think, we're here at Apartmentalize, we're on the trade show floor, and certainly their educational components, it's really the driver here at NAA, but it is really that networking. That's where it's at, right? That's where the real ideas in our industry that move our industry forward are born through those kinds of conversations.
Yeah.
So what have you seen so far that's just really resonated? Have you been to some sessions?
I actually haven't been to any. I know I've been to a session because I've been networking. So a lot of the titles are wonderful, and I think that's something that people struggle with that is worthy of talking about, right? Because there's so much content, but there's also so many networking opportunities. It's almost like you have to pick personally, what is it that I need the most? And for me, because I'm in transition right now, I wanted the networking. So that was more impactful for me. It's not that I don't care about the content or sessions, and I absolutely plan on catching a few. I'm maximizing my time. It's almost like we need another day.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Let's start on Tuesday next year.
Yeah. And it's one of the things I still love, even though there's a lot of antiquated things about multifamily, business here is still done over a handshake and a good glass of wine.
That is so true.
And I love that.
At midnight.
Yeah.
That's
so
where the real
good
stuff.
On the Pacific Northwest, right, I'm 3 hours behind.
Oh.
So, I'm not a huge drink person, but yesterday I was networking and, someone had just asked, hey, would you like a drink? And I looked at my watch, it was 10:20.
Oh, no.
Because that was my time in the afternoon here, so I passed, but, I'm like, it's just still really early.
It's always 5:30 somewhere.
100%. Yeah.
Well, okay, so let's shift gears then. So you're here networking. You used the word transition just a second ago. Do you want to unpack that a little bit and tell us kind of what you're looking forward to as it relates to that? And then I think you have a reveal.
I do.
Okay.
I know. It's an Apartmentalize collective conversation exclusive.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first. This is not fake news. So I think a lot of folks have been following my journey, and I'm the current president of PMG, Property Management, and PMG is merging with RPM Living June 20th. Actually, some of our assets transitioned earlier, and for me, it's something that's really exciting for the organization because RPM's got so much. They've got resources, they've got a lot of things that we were in progress of building, what would have taken us a little bit longer to deliver, and when you look at market conditions and economy, like it just happens all the time in multifamily. But for me, I'm just not the type of girl who builds somebody else's rocket ship.
I like that.
I'm not.
So what does that mean?
So I'm actively searching for new roles. And I went to the t-shirt bar yesterday because I thought I was going to be able to actually make my own shirt, but I wanted to make a shirt that said open to work.
Like LinkedIn.
Like LinkedIn. Yeah. And it's such an interesting thing because, people transition all the time. And for me, this is not a negative thing. I mean, in 7 months, I learned so much and am even gathering the data from my time there and having really meaningful results about organizational development. For example, one of the metrics I have engages organizational trust from when I started the leadership change to now. And it went from 53% of employees trusted the leadership, the direction, and where it was going. And now it's at 75%.
Oh, that's a huge gain.
Yeah, in 6 months.
Huge gain. So what did you do? What were some of the things that you did that actually took that from 50, let's call it 50 to 75?
Yeah, I was honest.
There's a good start.
Yeah, transparent. Asked for opinion. I think we get caught up in multifamily when we are suffering in silos.
That's right.
Which is one of the things that drives me crazy. But my approach was to run the business from the inside out. So what that means is that where most people consider their executive level team their stakeholders, mine are quite the opposite. I'm walking the assets, I'm talking to the maintenance supervisors, I'm talking to the maintenance technicians, I'm talking to leasing professionals, like, what do you need? What's working, what's not? We rolled out 3 different technologies. We launched an intranet. I wrote and rolled out core values, which increased employee morale by 75%. In such a short time.
Huge.
I mean, and a lot of it we were just really open about. We involved the organization. We're very careful with change management. Mm-hmm. We didn't always nail it. Some things we did too fast, some things we didn't think through, but I also incorporated a lot of the tools and techniques I've gleaned from other organizations. So one of the things I did to drive cross-functional organization was implement, this is actually a software development technique, but sprint planning. So we had a quarterly, like a pre-quarter meeting where myself and the departments, we pre-planned out based on our roadmap and our goals, how we are going to get there. But what you do is you talk to each other and you say, okay, this is important. We also did a survey to have employee validation on what they thought their priorities were, which was great for them because they felt like they were
they're part of the
impacting the roadmap. Yeah, they had a say. And then we went through contingencies. So if we were working on an onboarding project and my VP of Learning and Marketing says, okay, I want to develop this training, her team is pre-thinking about the people who are needed to complete that project and going to them and saying, how much time do you need? Because that's going to impact where I deliver. Once everyone aligns on the goals, then you break it into 2-week increments. And it's such an amazing way to move the needle. And I learned that in product management.
I love that.
Yeah.
To speak to your point about transition, like going from one sort of discipline or industry into this industry, but then intra-industry and taking ideas and spreading them around sort of helps the whole industry at large get better, right?
Yeah.
Is that fair to say?
Absolutely.
All right, let's reveal. Can we switch gears and
reveal?
reveal?
We can. So I've been having so many amazing conversations with organizations that I feel that I could help, and not just on the operations side, but on the supplier side as well. And while I do feel like there will be a long-term role for me eventually, I got my role at PMG by consulting. And it's something that folks have been asking me about, and I've had a consulting company just kind of open for speaking, little projects here and there, but I decided to launch it. So I've got a website
What
open.
is it?
It is propertymanagementintelligence.com.
Oh, I'm jealous of that. That's a fantastic URL.
Yeah. So I want to help all the organizations suppliers, operators, because it's hard to pick just one,
Sure.
and maybe that turns into something long-term. But for right now, I want to do everything from write your policy for you because you don't have time to do it. Maybe look over your training. Also do like fractional COO, work on strategic projects for organizations. I can help with organizational development, org chart review. And the market segments I want to serve is property management, so multifamily,
Okay.
investors and asset managers, and then
Big need.
partners, which is our suppliers or apartment associations. So one of the things I'd like to do that I've done before is for asset managers or investors is to do basically a progress report on your property management company and do a SWOT analysis and reveal how are they actually doing,
Right.
Or maybe you just need someone to call confidentially and talk through a situation with opinion, or maybe you want someone to look at your value propositions.
Right.
Or work on product positioning or help prioritize your roadmap. Or you've got a VP going on maternity leave and you need someone to cover. I'm your girl. I'm your girl.
You know what? And I agree. She is your girl. And what really comes to mind for me is a lot of times that people get deeply invested in working in the business and they need someone that can come in and work on the business. And that's what I hear you saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
What he said. It took me
We did not rehearse that.
It took me 15 minutes to say what you said in a sentence.
I
make
love
such
it.
a great team.
Well, we're going to wrap.
Yeah.
We're trying to keep these short and sweet. Is there anything you would leave the audience with aside from your reveal? Please go to that website. We'll link it up in the show notes when we actually post this out into the world. But anything you'd leave the audience with?
Yeah, the most important thing you can do at Apartmentalize is make connections. Even if you don't feel like they're relevant. Get to know someone on a personal level, follow up with them, make the connection. That's where you'll drive the most meaning here.
I love it. Thank you so much, Jessica, for stopping by and
thanks for
investing
having
time
me.
with us. Yes, anytime. All right, thank you.